everybody, and welcome to the Penelope Possum channel with me, your host, Penelope the Possum, as well as welcome to Spooky Scary Saturdays with Five Nights at Freddy's part 3 or 4. I've lost count already. It's difficult. Hello! And welcome to the stream. I'm gonna be playing Five Nights at Freddy's. We're on night 3 and I'm absolutely terrified about this. We're gonna get the good luck possum. The good luck possum brings us good luck and keeps us from dying. To Freddy Fazfuck and his stupid ass furry friends. That's what I'm calling them while I'm playing this, furry Fazfucks. I don't know why the chat didn't pop up on the screen. We're recording. I guess the chat just won't pop up in the recording. Oh well. You ready? Okay. We're on night 3. We've got our emotional / protection. We've got our emotional support / protection possum ready and willing. Let's do this. Shit. I'm scared, talk. Let's listen to night 3's phone call, I guess. Just fuck. Holy shit.
Hello. Hey, you're doing great. Most people don't last this long. I mean, you know, they usually move on to other things by now.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant. Anyway, I better not take up too much of your time. Things start getting real tonight. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead. Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a mental skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. It's best just not to get caught. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Hi, Chica. Okay, alright. It's so fucking loud. I hear you, dumbing. Shut your goofy ass up. Freddy. The honky nose is a very little emotional support right now. Now each jump scare we get is a life lost. We have 4 lives and then we stop playing FNAF and then we do something else. The current strategy is don't look at the fucking stupid display thing. Just listen. And try to hear their footsteps. God, my monitor is dirty. I don't want to bite my thumb off in case I scream or something. Okay, we've got 4 hours to go, guys. Do you think we'll make it? Or do you think we'll die? Hi, Chica. Could you go away, please, Chica? It'd be nice if you went away, please. Chica, please go away. Thank you. Now is not the time to send me videos of red pandas. This night's in the bag, yeah. That's what we thought about night 2. Ah! Fuck! God damn it! Foxy! Fuck you, fox boy. God damn it. There's my eyeballs. Son of a bitch. Alright. Let's try this again. I think it got you because I screamed. You're not helping, Possum. Protect us a little bit better, please. Maybe the possum needs to be on the desk for it to be helping. I'm also gonna get my possum blanket and my possum shirt. We're gonna get decked out in possum for this so that we're invulnerable. Alright, we've got the possum mug. Sweet tea. Non-alcoholic, of course, because we remember what happened last time. We got sloshed and tried to play a horror game. I absolutely fucking boned at it. I need every tactical advantage I can get. We got possum shirt, possum blanket, and possum plushie. We cannot fail. The power of the possum must save us. Right? Alright. We're gonna have to occasionally check the stupid fucking security feed. I will not be beating some goddamn discount furries. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Shit. Fuck. Fuck. God damn it. Fuck. Fucking. I need something to tie up my hair with. This is bullshit. I'm getting jump scared by a bunny, a chicken, a fucking bear, and a fox. What is this bullshit? God damn it. This is such baloney. I hear you. The freak did you go? Hi, why are you so close to the camera? I need to check on Pirate Cove. Okay, he's still over there. Shit! God, one of the only ways to check if Foxy's is coming. The camera. Shit. Oh, she's in the kitchen. Chica's in the kitchen with Dinah, making us a lovely cake. Right? She's just making us a nice a pizza. Yeah, totally. She's just making us a nice, lovely, I'm dead. I'm dead. I was given no time to react! The possums aren't helping! They want to play? Fine. It's motherfucking Game time, bitches. 2 more lives. We can do this, babies. We can do it, babes. Also, personal opinion, I'd never do a job like this. Because the hours suck. Like, 12 to 6 a.m.? That's some bull hours. Okay, she's in the kitchen. That means she's nearby and might come over here soon. So we gotta keep an eye on the hallways. What was that? Okay, she's getting closer. She's getting closer. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when you were working security, you didn't have to worry about, killer animatronics trying to eat your asshole? I'm just concerned. What was that? I am not tweaking. I saw a fucking face in Pirate Cove. For real, I'm not tweaking. Meep. Oh, go lick a cactus. Holy shit. I was genuinely not tweaking. I swear I saw some shit in the fucking Pirate Cove. I swear I saw something in Pirate's Cove. That's the thing, they don't even directly tell you. They just sort of implied it. And as the phone guy said, they don't tell you these things when you sign up for the job, eh? Okay, Chica is being a nuisance right now. I am genuinely not tweaking. I saw a face in the Pirate's Cove. That wasn't Foxy. Okay, gotta keep an eye outside of here. Okay, she's in the dining area. She's pretty far away now. I swore I saw a face over. I just saw it again. In like the static, there's a face. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, Chica's in the kitchen. We're at 3 a.m. We've only got 3 hours to go. Come on, you pieces of shit. You saw the face? So I'm genuinely not just tweaking. Holy shit. Okay, it's good to know I'm genuinely not just absolutely losing my goddamn mind. Shit, fuck, shit. I almost got Golden Freddy'd again. What the fuck is my luck? Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Eep! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, senor! Do not like the Cobra chicken! I'm dead. Hi, Chica. Bye, Chica. One life left. We got so much closer that time. What is this, like the 5th time I've almost gotten Golden Freddy'd? Seriously, isn't that supposed to kind of be a rare occurrence? It's happened to me like 5-6 times now. Still, there has to be like a 0% chance that someone gets this happening almost every single time they play, right? Okay. We're keeping an ear. You would think, because the Golden Freddy thing was pretty rare. My heart is beating out of my chest. I'm sweating so much right now. My chest hurts. I'm terrified for my life. I'm either incredibly unlucky or incredibly lucky, and I don't know which it is. Hi, Chica. Chica has a very almost predictable pattern. Like, she'll go near the restrooms, the kitchen, the East Hall, and then appear near out my door, right? I think I'm beginning to learn. I cannot find Chica. Where is Chica right now? I'm going to pee my pants. Where is she? Where the heck is she? Oh, thank God, there she is. I am so scared right now. Not the jump scare. Scared I'm gonna die. Luckily I have a backup plan ready to execute as soon as I need to. Why is nothing else in this room a thing? Like, why is the poster the only thing that I can interact with in this room other than the door and the light? That doesn't really make sense. And it doesn't even really make sense I can interact with the poster like that. Hi, Chica. Fuck off. Fuck off. Shoot. Why is Chica such a pest? You fucking bitch! Shit, 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 shit! Fuck! Shit, fuck, shit, fuck, fuck, shit, fuck. Oh God. I'm gonna die again. I'm gonna run out of power and I'm gonna die. That's it. GG's, guys. GG's in the chat. Shit, 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 shit. Everybody's out. Everybody's out. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna die because the power is gonna run out. 2 hours left in the night. GG's. GG's in the chat. We had a good run this time. We had a good run. Freddy's gonna fuck me in the ass. Knew it! That's it. GG's. Can I get a jump scare? It's the end of the playthrough for tonight. that's it. We got fucked by the fox. Very cool. I didn't even get to run out the power. I just got screwed over by Foxy again. God damn it. I hate that fox. Yeah, fuck. Well, that was a pain in my buttocks. Well, time for Plan B. Here are all the relevant links for the YouTube videos I'm going to be showing tonight. I would have put them in the description, but I forgot. For the actual titles, we have SCP-2854, Little Shop Mount of Horrors by Dr. Bob. Momo Sees You, a short horror film by Burnt Mill Road. SCP-4934, The House That Chuck Built, Looney Tunes, ? And Creepypasta, Mauler vs. Banshee, Crypt TV. Oh, and that one's also by Dr. Bob. We love Dr. Bob up in this. Now, I went ahead of time to personally review each of these to make sure they're not too weird. This is pretty well within the ballpark of your average SCP thing.
Its leathery wings spread out.
At least we don't have to worry about jump scares. Or Freddy and his merry band of furry fuckboys. Or whatever. We just gotta enjoy the lovely, beautiful voice of our favorite Dr. Bob.
Tattooed in arcane symbols of cultures long. Its leathery wings spread out. Tattooed in arcane symbols of cultures long wiped out.
Or teeth growing
Its
in your
clawed
eyes,
feet
yeah.
pad the linoleum. Each step.
I think the most we have to, nose, ears, etc. It really is just a case of a few creepy critters and strange circumstances that don't have to do with teeth or eyeballs or anything gross. For once. Because it seems like just about every other episode of Spooky Scary Saturday, Dr. Bob hits us with a new episode of his show that has something to do with teeth or eyeballs or something gross.
Leaving a black scorch mark that stinks of brimstone. Steaming drool drips from the creature's burning tusks, nestled in concentric circles beneath its glowing, blood-red eyes. Its terrible gaze has already locked onto its prey, its quarry, and nothing will possibly deter it from getting what it wants. Fair trade organic bananas, 25% off.
What a steal.
The college student awakens in his trash dorm after another night of debauchery. His head is swimming. His tongue feels like sandpaper. The room is littered with empty cans, solo cups, and bottles, and his roommate is still out cold
Huh.
next to him, having had his
Well,
face
looks like a
graffitied
flag
by
for
some
the
jokester with a black
Patriots.
marker. But the college student isn't thinking about the night before. Not that he could remember any of it anyway. He's thinking about his rumbling stomach. He needs
Aren't the Patriots a Pennsylvania team? No, spirals are not concentric. I think we can forgive Dr. Bob for this small discretion, because he's usually very good about his designs and animations with his very unique style. It's hard to interpret certain things. New England. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere there. Do you think it's possible Dr. Bob might live somewhere in New England? Like, the Patriots are kind of a popular team, but I feel like it's a little random. There's a possibility that our beloved Dr. Bob might live somewhere in New England. Possibly. Or it could just be a completely unimportant
to get some food and a
detail.
drink in him, or else he's going to feel terrible all day. He knows exactly what he needs. A bacon omelet and a tall, cool glass of OJ, the breakfast of champions. There's only one problem. When the college student checks the communal fridge, he sees that there is no orange juice and no
Looks like
eggs.
a dried out pickle in
That's
there,
when a
though.
flood of memories washes over him, less like a cool, refreshing sea breeze, and more like being waterboarded. The previous night, he and his idiot friends had made that delicious, life-saving orange juice disappear into a series of screwdrivers, and in their altered state, they'd thrown all the eggs at each other. Man, he thinks, this is embarrassing. I've really got to get my act together. But before he can get any sweeping life changes put in place, he still needs to solve the breakfast conundrum. Bacon omelet and a tall glass of OJ or bust. He throws on a light jacket, puts on his shoes, makes sure his roommate is lying on his side just to be safe, and heads out into town.
Is that blood?
That's where he'll find the means to
No, hold up.
make his breakfast dream.
That looks like blood. Right? There's a very low chance they ate anything red last night. I mean, I guess there's pizza. It might just be pizza. Let's just say
Just to
it's
be safe,
pizza sauce.
and heads out into town. That's where he'll find the means to make his breakfast dreams a reality. On his omelet odyssey, the college student passes a few of the local boutique cafes. They probably have what he needs, but on a student's budget, especially considering the money he probably blew on the previous night's rager.
Yeah,
He
it
thinks it's
doesn't
more
look good.
economical to just buy the ingredients and make the breakfast himself. His mom and dad had always told him that college was about building life skills, after all. But that's when a second problem presents itself. For some reason, every grocery store or supermarket he passes seems to be closed. What gives? Is it some kind of national holiday that had somehow slipped his mind? As his hungover head pounds like someone installed a tiny construction worker with a pneumatic drill inside his brain, the hopelessness of this whole situation is beginning to dawn on him. Is he doomed to an omelet-free hell of his own making, just for the crime of wanting to have fun on a Saturday night? Life can be so cruel sometimes. But
You
in the
did
college
this to
student's
yourself,
lowest moment,
dumbass.
a glimmer of hope presents itself. It seems he's absent-mindedly wandered off the beaten track, far closer to the edge of
A bit of a spoiler warning here. The worst we're really gonna have to deal with is demonic creatures in mundane situations.
town than he'd intended to go, and while he's there, he spots what could be is salvation. But before we go any further, I have a question for you. Does something feel wrong with you? Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression
Hold
or
on.
anxiety, or if you're just a human who lives in this world who's
That's different. This is different
going
from
through
how
a
it
hard time,
usually is.
therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible, and this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're
Is it just me, or does Dr. Bob's little promo self look like his Simpsons self from the Simpsons zombie episode?
limited to the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote,
Yeah.
and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp
Like, usually when he does the BetterHelp promo or whatever, and he inserts himself into the promo, it usually looks a bit like his, character. But more chibi. But this time it looks like a Simpsons character of his character, chibi-fied.
Help can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/Dr. Bob. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a new therapist at no additional cost, without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit
I am
betterhelp.com/Dr.
too warm right now.
Bob.
Oh my God.
Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel. And now, back to our hungover college student. It looks like
Hold on, I am way too warm. Yes, can I help you? Okay, bye. Every time. A little fluff of hair comes out of the ponytail every time. Oh, it's warm up in this biz. Oh,
a store, an honest-to-goodness supermarket, with the sign above the entrance reading, Babylon's. With a newly formed
First red flag. The store is called Babylon. Like, come on. I don't think most stores would go that route for a name.
spring in his step, the college student makes a beeline. He can taste that hearty omelet and dose of vitamin C already. Once inside, the college student wastes no time looking for his eggs and OJ. Nothing about the store seems particularly strange until he ends up face to face with one of the people working there. Typically, he's used to seeing people his age or even younger working as store assistants. The man he's staring at has got to be in his mid-40s, and despite his somewhat dweeby uniform, he's one of the most intimidating people the college student has ever seen. His large, muscular arms bulge out of the baby blue uniform shirt, covered in what looks like intimidating gang tats. The man's head is completely shaved, with a long scar underneath one eye, and a series of teardrop tattoos under the other.
Kinda looks like the D-class personnel.
The college student can't help but think, holy hell, they started hiring death row inmates here? Strangely, this incredibly scary man looks more nervous to see the college student in here. Like having a customer in the store was a scenario they somehow hadn't covered in the employee training manual. The college student politely insists that he won't need any help. He's just here for eggs and a carton of orange juice. As he walks further into the store, the college student can't help but realize that the strange man isn't an outlier. Anytime he sees an employee of the store, they're a large, beefy man covered in tattoos who looks like he should be doing 25 to life in San Quentin. He's wondering if
San
maybe the
Quentin.
store is getting a tax break for hiring ex-cons when he sees something strange down the aisle in front of him, loitering in the refrigerated section. It's mist, but not the kind of dispersed mist you see out in the world. It's more like a solid column of mist. If the college student didn't know any better, he might have even thought that the column of mist was oddly humanoid. But he blinks and the mist is gone. So maybe it was just some strange product of his hungover imagination. He thinks, "Man, I hope I didn't party so hard I gave myself brain damage." He continues his egg quest, undeterred by the strangeness that he's seen so far. But another problem seems to be presenting itself. All of the products here are a little strange and unfamiliar. Without even trying, he's somehow found himself in the candy section, and despite having a youthful sweet tooth, he doesn't recognize any of the brands around him. One that catches his eye is a ghost-shaped candy labeled Candied Souls, which he thinks to be a strangely morbid name. He gives the candy a light squish to see if it's gummy or a hard candy, but when he does, it lets out an almost imperceptible ghostly wail. The noise is still enough to shock the college student into dropping it. The candied soul falls to the ground, where it bounces once and then comes to rest.
It looks so cute.
He looks up to the section on the shelf he picked it up from, and to his astonishment,
I wanna
a
try
new one
Candied Soul.
appears
They
to
look
replace
cute.
the other one, right before his eyes. It just materializes out of thin air. Impossible. Before the college student's mind can even process all the implications of the thing he's just seen, he turns to see an immense being entering the aisle next to him, shaking the ground with each footstep.
I wonder what flavor a Candied Soul would be. I think for some reason it'd be blueberry flavored. I have no basis for that, just I think it would be blueberry flavored. Although judging by the wrapper, it might be strawberry flavored?
It's easily 7 or
Cherry?
8 feet tall, with leathery, dragon-like skin and long, twisted horns emerging out of its skull. The monster lumbers, its tail whipping with excitement, its fangs borne. The monster speaks in a deep, rumbling voice like a volcano preparing to erupt.
Oh, they've got a special on Candied Souls. It's my lucky day.
Without a moment's hesitation, the college student screams and runs in the opposite direction. There's a monster in the store, a demon, something straight out of hell. And even though the demon doesn't seem to be behaving aggressively, in fact, it's downright confused as to why the college student decided to scream and run, the college student is racked with mortal fear. Screw the orange juice, screw the omelet, he needs to get out of here before he's turned into breakfast. In fear's grasp, he isn't thinking logically, he's just running around the store in incoherent terror, trying not to be caught by beings that aren't even chasing him. Strangely, he does notice out of the corner of his eye that the staff aren't freaking out. They're acting like the freakish creature in the store is perfectly normal, just another run-of-the-mill customer. This place is clearly completely insane. On the way to the exit, the college student finds himself frozen at the front windows, staring out at the madness occurring in the parking lot. A series of cars have pulled up on the asphalt as the doors of the cars open, and a menagerie of nightmarish impossibilities pour out. Gooey insectoid beasts with a horrifying number of
Gross.
legs. Long, coiling snake-like entities covered in thorns. Beasts made entirely of blood-colored slime. Winged horrors covered in eyes. So many things beyond description. The college student's mind can barely process what he's seeing. While he's got hell amassing in front of him, the college student has no idea that heaven is getting closer and closer behind. He feels a strange warmth, unlike anything he's ever experienced.
So yeah, essentially we've got ethereal and indescribable eldritch horrors and biblical figures, etc. Just kind of trying to do a bit of shopping.
Spreading across his back. A voice that seems to speak straight to his soul says,
Excuse me.
When the college student sees the creature standing behind him, his eyes begin to water in pure reverence. It's a being torn out of the most ancient scriptures, almost impossible for the brain to comprehend. A series of spinning golden rings,
Ooh, look,
covered
a
in eyes of
biblically
every color,
accurate
wreathed in
angel.
fire, and
How
topped
neat.
by a number of floating crowns. Behind it, 6 wings as pure and white as untouched snow beat magnificently. Any thought of eggs or orange juice is wiped from the college student's mind by the mere sight of it before him.
Okay.
Be not afraid.
The angelic creature says.
I was just wondering if you knew where I can find some toilet paper in here.
I'm sorry, what would a biblically accurate angel need with toilet paper? Do they poop? How would they poop? Where would their butthole be? Biblically accurate angels, at least that one, is made of flaming rings, eyeballs, and wings, and crowns. I don't see any part of this that would need toilet paper. Maybe the eyes? But just get some tissues or something. I don't see how a creature like this could possibly need toilet paper. How would it eat if it could poop? Where would the food go in? These are questions.
Biblically accurate Taco Bell with a 7 trillion layer burrito.
Biblically accurate Taco Bell with a 7 billion layer burrito? Maybe. I don't know. Still, how would it eat it? Phase it into its very being somehow?
Create an alternate universe where it's already fed.
In that case, why not just create an alternate universe where it already has toilet paper?
The college student isn't interested in telling the impossible creature where it can find the toilet paper. He just wants to get out of this store. He just wants to survive. If he gets out of here alive, he swears he'll never party again. In a moment of lucidity, he sees the exit and runs for it, knowing this might be his only chance to survive the morning. He runs, trying to purge the angelic splendor from his eyes. When his feet hit the blacktop outside, he knows he's got a chance, even if the parking lot is full of demons and heavenly beings. But he doesn't expect to see a number of black tactical vehicles screech into the parking lot as men in suits and sunglasses pour out of the vehicles. They don't seem like they're here to help. They seem like they're here to get him. The college student does his best to frantically explain himself. Wait, please, I just wanted some eggs and OJ. I just wanted some eggs and OJ. But his protests are
man.
cut off when one of the men
Poor
gets
guy.
him in a headlock and forces a rag covered in chloroform over his face. Darkness falls. When the college student wakes up, he's in his dorm room again, surrounded by the same trash and the same graffitied sleeping roommate. He has no memories of the events that transpired before. All he knows is that he's hungry and thirsty. He drags himself up off the ground, head pounding, and schleps his way over to the fridge. An omelet and a glass of orange juice sound good right about now. And lucky for him, when he opens his fridge, a carton of eggs and a carton of orange juice are both waiting for him, though he's not sure why he bought the OJ with pulp. This is hardly a normal retail experience, unless you find yourself shopping at SCP-2854.
Seriously, none of these creatures were being aggro to him. Like, other than looking scary or impossible, what was his problem? He just needed to be chill. Like, they're just trying to get shit they need too, bro. Apparently, biblically accurate angels and demons need their sundries as well, man. Yeah, they all literally did not seem to care, much like most people in a supermarket. Like, the demon guy was literally just trying to get one of the candies the guy was looking at. The angel just wanted toilet paper. None of these creatures had any ill intentions towards him. Or, well, anything it seemed. To me, I feel like if he had just remained calm throughout the situation, nothing bad would have happened. He would have just gotten in and gotten out with very little to do. Maybe he would have even gotten away with this, with the memories of this funny little experience. Probably not, though. We know the SCP Foundation.
Also codenamed the Little Shop Mart of Horrors, though it's best known to its customers as Babylons. To the untrained eye, it appears to be an abandoned supermarket located 3 kilometers from Foundation Containment Site 118. But to those with the proper clearances, it's known to be a bizarre menagerie of anomalous phenomena. During the anomalous supermarket's business hours, cars will appear in the parking lot, delivering instances of the entities known as SCP-2854-1.
For sure, they drive some pretty cool cars.
These entities can manifest in a variety of forms, some of which we still haven't received full documentation on, but here are some of the primary documented forms. First, the incorporeal forms. One of them is a form with visible eyes wrapped in long lengths of intangible chains. The others are mist-like creatures with no discernible facial features. The corporeal beings are considerably more intimidating to look at. These include angelic entities in the biblically accurate sense, with many wings and eyes, and their counterparts, large entities that appear consistent with the multiplicity of demons described in Christian mythology. In terms of general layout, Babylon's is not dissimilar to your typical small independent supermarket. There are checkout lanes, a stock room, and multiple aisles of products. I imagine you're probably wondering what kind of products they sell at Babylon's, and lucky for you, we have some declassified files on that too. One available confectionery product is a candy labeled Candied Souls, a gummy shaped like a cartoon ghost, packaged in pink wrapping paper. They also sell...
I'm very surprised they haven't done any taste tests on any of the food items in the store. Although I would imagine that could cause some issues. Also, who wants to take a guess what this product is called? They're little eggs in a very satanic looking box with little pitchforks. Anybody want to take a wild guess what these might be called? Anybody?
Deviled eggs.
Yep.
eggs holding
Let's
tridents,
see if they're
producing
called
flame from an
deviled
unknown
eggs.
source in an airtight red container adorned with pentagrams. They're labeled deviled eggs.
Womp womp. Not very funny. You could see the joke coming a mile away. Like, honestly, you could just paint the eggs red and attach little horns, a tail, and a pitchfork to them and call them deviled eggs. And it'd still be a cute, funny little ha-ha thing.
For those with more carnivorous tastes, there are hot dogs with 3 separate cylindrical-shaped heads that each bark independently of each other, wrapped in a plastic container labeled Demon Dogs. And of course, there is green-colored bread in the shape of humanoid entities undergoing an advanced state of decomposition, wrapped in a plastic container labeled Unbread. Very cute, I'm sure you'll
Yes.
agree. When the products are removed from the shelves, they will regenerate automatically, with the speed of their regeneration depending on the level of demand for the product in the store. The longest interval for regeneration is 30 minutes. The shortest is 1 second. Where the products come from is still a mystery.
I wonder what the most popular product in the store
The
is.
currency that the SCP-2854-1 entities pay for the products with is also unidentified. It's paper currency written in an unknown script with a picture of a gnome on it.
It's a
Once the products have
gnome.
been purchased, the entities will return to their card and demanifest. A perfectly reasonable transaction, in a manner of speaking. The Foundation was doing
wait,
an
I forgot
admirable
my
job
bow.
keeping this anomaly contained, but like many small businesses, Babylon soon found its clientele being poached by the local Walmart. This was the cause of the
I
currently
forgot my
most
bow.
conspicuous containment breach, Incident 2854-A. 2 instances of SCP-2854-1,
Sorry, guys,
which
I
the
forgot.
Foundation has since
I forgot the traditional spooky scary Saturday bow. I'm so sorry I forgot the spooky bow.
learned were named Gregory and Alma, manifested outside the anomalous store, only to find that it was closed and devoid of personnel. The 2 impossible entities returned to their car and disappeared before appearing at a Walmart in Wilmington, North Carolina, for some late-night shopping.
Why Wilmington, North Carolina, of all places? There we go.
As Gregory and Alma entered the store, audio and video were recorded by the in-store CCTV cameras, and an immediate look of terror was plastered across the faces of everyone in their proximity.
Lel.
Gregory walked forward, trying to get a sense of the store's layout while
I thought
scratching
that
his
was
head
New
with
Jersey.
long claws. He murmured out in a deep, demonic voice,
This sucks. Babylon's was closed, and now we're forced to go to a different supermarket. I hope that we don't have to do this on a daily basis.
Alma, who trailed not far behind him, said,
Well, maybe we'll get lucky, and Babylon's will be open later. We can always go back to check. You don't have to go here if you don't want to.
Gregory grumbled.
We already walked in the door. We have a commitment to shop here now. Hey, there's an employee. Maybe he can help us.
The employee was turned.
Okay, so first impression, well, second impression, impressions of Greg and Alma. They seem like an older married couple for sure. And again, people are freaking out for no reason, just because they look scary.
in the
Wow.
opposite direction, doing a listless stocktake on a ratty old clipboard as the 2 entities approached. Gregory politely asked where they could find the organic produce section. They were from out of town and had never visited a Walmart. Just as the employee was mindlessly droning out that the organic produce could be found on aisle 4, he turned and saw who, or what, he was actually talking to. His eyes teared up despite himself. His legs began to tremble. It was impossible. He had to be seeing things. But he wasn't. He clenched his jaw and breathed.
Okay, honestly, this is the most unrealistic part of this story, is a Walmart employee reacting to anything happening in their store. Like, have you ever been in a Walmart? God and Satan themselves could come into the store. And nobody would bat a fucking eye. I promise you. There's nothing. Just finding an employee, yeah, in the first place, unrealistic. Literally nothing can happen in a Walmart that would be unexpected, I promise you. And trust me, being able to find an employee that can answer your question, damn near impossible. Bullshit. That's where I'm drawing this fucking line. This guy wouldn't be reacting to these people. He wouldn't even be able to be found.
Braced for death, but instead, he got a jolt of energy. He turned and ran, screaming that there were monsters in the store. Gregory and Alma gave chase, still confused about where to find the organic produce they'd come in looking for. As they called for the employee to slow down, He just screamed louder and made a beeline for the exit, followed by a stampede of panicked customers. Gregory grimaced, confused, and muttered,
Well, crap. The customer service here is terrible.
Like, Gregory is completely in the right here. Why are these people running? He just wants the fucking organic produce. Which, again, another thing. I wouldn't be going to Walmart for organic produce. I'd be going somewhere like, off the top of my head, like, maybe like Harris Teeter or something.
Guess whose idea
Whole
it was
Foods,
to
thank
shop
you.
here, Gregory?
quipped Alma.
Oh, shut up, Alma. We'll find it on our own.
As Alma and Gregory split up to explore the store, hoping the organic produce revealed itself, a night guard frantically called the police, ranting and raving about actual monsters having invaded the store. This was only going to make the chaos worse,
Yeah, Whole
as
Foods
3
or
different
Earth
groups were
Fair
alerted
or
by
someplace like that. That's where you'd go to find organic produce. You go to Walmart for the genetically modified tomatoes and the cheap bullshit crap.
by the call, the local Wilmington Police, the SCP Foundation, and the Unusual Incidents Unit. For those not aware, the Unusual Incidents Unit is one of the more obscure and ineffectual groups of interest that the SCP Foundation occasionally both collaborates and clashes with. They're the anomalous department of the FBI, investigating cases of an unusual nature. They're highly understaffed, underfunded, and under-equipped compared to the
Just like every other branch of the government and whatnot. Anything that's not directly helpful to whatever they're trying to do is underfunded and understaffed.
the SCP Foundation, and even the Global Occult Coalition. Most of the time, they inconvenience the Foundation by getting under their
Oh
feet.
man, they're even worse off than the Global Occult Coalition? Damn. That's sad. For those not in the know of the GOC, or the Global Occult Coalition, well, to put it nicely as I can, they're... It goes a bit like this. It goes SCP Foundation at the very top of the anomalous resources. At the near very bottom is the GOC, and below that is these guys. They're like the scum at the bottom of a shoe level. As opposed to the SCP Foundation being more like a filet mignon wrapped in bacon. Serves with like mushroom tops and stuff. I don't know, like the SCP Foundation is like a 5-star meal, and these guys are the dog poop on the bottom of your shoe.
During important investigations. This was yet another one of these instances. Soon enough, a blockade of UIU agents and standard, non-anomalous police were marshaled around the Walmart, yelling over a loudspeaker for Gregory and Alma to come out and surrender. Naturally, this made them start bickering again.
Guess our shopping trip attracted more attention than we thought.
What was your first clue? The panicking customers? Maybe the cashier that thought we were psychos? Wow, how could you possibly figure that out, Gregory? You must be a genius or something.
Oh, just shut up, Alma. That attitude of yours is getting on my last goddamn nerve. Let's just go, okay? They're not going to let us leave peacefully anyway.
Gregory and Alma exited Walmart, at which point they were mobbed and apprehended by the UIU agents, at which point the SCP Foundation arrived to take over the situation. They contained Gregory and Alma harmlessly in Type 3 spectral mutagen allocators. Everyone in attendance was amnesticized and then released, all no thanks to the UIU. Since Incident 2854-A was documented...
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go ahead and list some of the what do they call them? Institutes of interest. Ah. Okay, here are the current groups of interest via the SCP Wiki. We've got the Global Occult Coalition, Anderson Robotics, Are We Cool Yet?, the Chaos Insurgency, the Church of the Broken God, University? Okay, Chicago Spirit, Dr. Wondertainment, Restaurant, The Factory, Children of the Scarlet King, Church of the Second High You. I'm gonna spell it out because I don't know how to say it. Hytoth. Deer College, the Horizon Initiative, Dr. The Unusual Incidents Unit, Gamers Against Weed, apparently. Fifth Church, SCP International, Herman Fuller Club, the Davites, which I remember hearing about in something else, Arcadia, and the Abnormality Institute. Ah, okay. Got an actual full list here. Alex Via, Every University, Ambrose Restaurants, Anderson Robotics, Arcadia, The Black Queen, Chaos Insurgency. I actually found the actual legit. It is an interesting list. I found the actual legit SCP Wiki. Arcadia, Are We Cool Yet?, Black Queen, Chaos Insurgency, Chicago Spirit, Children of the Scarlet King, Church of the Broken God. Again, that Church of the second thing I cannot say. Yen. Commission on Unusual Cargo, the Davites, Dr. Wondertainment, the Factory, the Fifth Church. Well, I'll be damned. Gamers Against Weed is indeed a recognized group of interest for the SCP Foundation. Alright. The Global Occult Coalition, Goldbaker Rhines Limited, Grease Burger Incorporated, Gru Division P, Herman Fuller's Circus of the Disquieting, the Horizon Initiative, IJMEA, which is literally like all capital letters, Just Girly Things, which sounds interesting. Bless you. Manna Charitable Foundation, Marshall Carter and Dark Limited, we've heard of them. Magician Academy of Occult Art, nobody. Office for Reclamation of Islamic Artifacts, the Ornery Collective, Parawatch, Prometheus Labs Inc., Sardix Cults, Serpent's Hand Shark Punching Center, the Three Moons Initiative, Tolesoff, Unusual Incidents Unit, Valverin Incorporated, Verkander, Kneed, Technical Media, The Wandsman, Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, so you have an idea for a group of interest related pages. I think that's the end of that. I'll probably
The Foundation has classified SCP-2854 as Euclid and modified its containment procedures accordingly. The Foundation purchased the land on which the seemingly abandoned store is located and erected a 2-meter-tall chain-link fence around the perimeter. The store is staffed by a rotating collection of D-Class and undercover Foundation agents, who are to remain up to date on the placement of products within the store so as to better assist the SCP-2854-1 instances. Satisfied customers are less likely to shop elsewhere, after all. The embedded personnel take an active role.
Let's get into that one a little bit, actually. I'm gonna look at the excerpt for it real quick. Shark Punching Center. Here we go. Overview. The Shark Punching Center, also known as the Silesian Punching Center. The Shark Punching Center, Silicust Pionix Kombin. I'm probably butchering that. Among others, is an organization located in one or more parallel universes, apparently acting as an alternate universe counterpart to the Foundation. While the Foundation has known of the Center for several decades, the structure, documentation, and general tone taken by the Shark Punching Center. Oh, I see. SCP. Okay. The Shark Punching Center. The SCP. You get it now? Oh, my glasses are filthy. Suggesting one or more universes are in a state of flux. Documents pertaining to the Punching Center have been recovered, indicate a much more militaristic and unstable tone than the Foundation document. As the name would suggest, the SCP is mostly focused on furthering hand-to-hand combats as a means to neutralize Silesian entities. Though some documents fail to differentiate between Silesian and aquatic. It is unclear if the Shark Punching Center has any knowledge or concern of or with Foundation activities. That's so those were certainly all words I read today. Those were certainly all words that my eyeballs saw today.
The containment of SCP-2854-1 instances within a 5-mile radius of SCP-2854. Anyone who requests a transfer will be given a complimentary course of Class A amnestics to ensure that they won't carry any of the memories to their next assignment. I imagine most people working in retail wish that their employers had similar procedures. As a regular patron of my own local corner store, I can confirm that trying to find reasonable prices these days is its own special circle in the Inferno. But as long as we don't find ourselves wandering the Isles of Babylons, then perhaps we could all be doing a lot worse. Check out the Dr. Bob Patreon and become a junior researcher today. Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob, like SCP-4703, the Anomalous Superstore, perfectly legal.
So, yeah, we kind of took a little bit of a detour there for a second, I think, with the whole shark punching guys. It seems like they're mainly just a completely unhinged version of the SCP Foundation. You buy candied souls? I'd want to try a candied soul, if nothing else. Although I'd be absolutely shitted to find out what it tasted like. Like, would there be a possibility of me being possessed? What are the, rules and regulations? It might be poisonous to me. I don't know what a candied soul is made out of. Plus, what if it's a gross flavor, like burnt feet? I'd be more interested in the devil dogs or demon dogs, excuse me, or the deviled eggs. Like, would the deviled eggs be like our deviled eggs, or would they be better or worse? Are the demon dogs, actually alive? What do they taste like? Are they like normal hot dogs? Those are my curiosities. And what other products other than these sort of plays on word earwax flavor? Oh, like the Bean Boozled thing. Blech. Or booger flavor. I don't know what creatures from beyond like. What if a candied soul isn't worth it? For me. Also, this is Momo Sees You by Burnt Mill Road. There's a popular internet urban legend about this creature called Momo, which is actually just an image ripped from an art installation. I forget what it was supposed to be, but you know, art. What if these creatures aren't even like demons or angels or anything? They're just extra dimensional beings or something weird. Anyways, we're moved on from that. We're watching Momo. Momo, 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 Momo. Ugh. Creepy. Fucking bug-eyed freak. Why you slithering like a snake, dude? I'm liking how we're not really getting a clear look at it yet. It's very blurry. The music's not helping at all. Yeah. Ah, jeez. That was right in my fucking ear holes, you freaking... God damn it.
An old house, sitting empty since...
Go straight to hell, Burnt Mill Road. You can eat my entire butt.
That's my job.
Come over here and say that to my face if you're so brave.
I gotta head to work.
Oh no. My bun. Baby. Love you more. Can I have kiss?
Sure, just not on camera.
Mm.
Have fun.
Okay, I'll try. I'm back. I could probably look up Momo real quick and try to figure out what that art installation was like about. That did not help at all.
its owner died. It's ripe pickings, the ringleader insists. The rest of the gang takes some convincing. The plan is simple. Break in and gather up anything valuable. Cash and jewelry are the main score. Slipping in under the cover of darkness should be no trouble for a group of seasoned burglars like them, but they want to know that job will be worth it. That's when the ringleader tells them the reason he wants to hit this house in particular, because of who previously resided there. Some big-shot Hollywood cartoonist had lived there, an animator who launched some pretty well-known cartoons that each of the gang remembers from when they were
Yeah.
kids. And so the ringleader tells them,
I think that's worse than a jump scare, honestly. It's just some horrible noise.
cartoonist had a study where he used to do all his drawings. If they can find an original piece of his, something that the public has never seen, especially something with one of the cartoonist's famous characters, then something like that could sell for big bucks at auction. Hearing the ringleader out, one by one, the rest of the crew start to be enticed by the prospect of a big payday. All they've got to do is get into one room. Getting into the house is easy enough. The group is all dressed in full black from head to toe, including balaclavas and gloves, but the door to the study proves a little more challenging. It's not that it's locked, though, more that it's impossible for any of the burglars to get through. The ringleader heads there immediately, quietly turning the handle and slowly opening the door. Suddenly, something from inside the study grabs him and pulls him inside, the door closing behind him. As the rest of the group exchange panicked whispers and try to get the study open again,
Oh
they
boy.
can hear the sounds of commotion on the other side of the door. There's a scuffle, fists are flying. In fact, it sounds like a full-on brawl. They manage to pull the door open,
That's not
only for
good.
the ringleader to come tumbling out as if he'd just been thrown with great force. Even in the low light, the burglars all notice something's different about him now. His outfit's changed, his dark clothing replaced by a cartoonish black and white striped top with a domino mask over his eyes and a large burlap sack over his shoulder labeled swag. Not exactly the inconspicuous look the group was going for. Another of the burglars tried opening the door a sliver, seeing if whoever had beaten up their boss was still in there. The study looked empty, so he slipped inside, only for the door to slam shut
Oh
behind
boy.
him. The rest of the gang try to get inside, only for a voice to whisper from the other side that they can't come in. There's a closed set. Searching the rest of the house, after around 20 minutes, they find their missing accomplice. He's babbling incoherently about being made to answer trivia questions by some kind of duck that walked and talked like a human. He seemed to be presenting a game show, but each time the burglar answered a question, even if he was correct, the duck would subject him to a bizarre punishment. The only thing he remembers was having the Rock of Gibraltar dropped on him, then waking up in another part of the house. The ringleader checks him over for injuries, only to find an exaggeratedly large bump protruding several inches from the man's head. Determined to get in the study, the ringleader
So this is clearly Looney Tunes having a bit of a laugh at these guys' expense, right? Like, that's clearly Daffy and Bugs just fucking with these guys, right?
marches back over to the door and swings it open. To his surprise, a tree trunk is standing in his
Rabbit
way,
season.
with a single sheet of paper stapled to its bark. The paper has 2 words crudely written on it: Rabbit Season. Reaching out to tear the poster away, the ringleader finds
Season.
another one underneath. This one says Duck Season. He keeps tearing away alternating posters,
Rabbit
going back and
season.
forth between
Duck
Duck
season.
Season and
Rabbit
Rabbit Season,
season.
until he reaches one underneath all the others. This one says Burglar Season,
No,
followed by the
Red
barrel
Hounds
of an
and
old
Elmos.
hunting rifle poking out from behind the tree.
Anybody remember
While the
that
estate
episode of Looney Tunes where they flipped the script on Elmer and started hunting him?
Situated in Newport Beach, California may seem unassuming from the outset, there exists an anomalous secret behind its walls. Records indicate that the house and the surrounding grounds were formerly the property of the late Chuck Jones, cartoonist, painter, and animator who passed away in 2002. Since his death,
That's actually a real fact. Chuck Jones did pass away in 2002. For those unawares, Chuck Jones was the original artist and animator for the Looney Tunes. So, we kind of lost the living legend after a while, huh?
the Newport Beach house fell into the possession of Jones's estate, which was subsequently bought by the SCP Foundation, using a front company to mask their activities. Following this acquisition,
Also, I like the SCP-999 plushie in the background, but it's inaccurate! Inaccurate. SCP-999 does not have eyeballs. Yeah, it sucked. SCP-999 does not have eyes. SCP-999 is literally just an amorphous blob of orange goo. Roughly the size of a medium to large beanbag chair.
A 4-meter privacy fence has been installed surrounding the property, and a number of Foundation researchers remain stationed on site within the household, under the cover story that they are mourning relatives of Jones. This all begs the question, why exactly is the Foundation so interested in a deceased animator's former home? Well, technically, their interest in Chuck Jones's old house is actually confined to a single room within. Situated in the far corner of the house, down on the first floor, is a quiet little spot that Jones, while he was alive, used as a private study. He would have spent countless hours putting pencil to paper, honing his skill for creating characters with exaggerated poses and heightened facial expressions, all to convey a sense of personality to an audience. Jones was responsible for not only designing, but also creating the iconic personalities of Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, Wile E. Coyote, the Roadrunner, Pepe Le Pew, and Marvin the Martian. But Chuck Jones's repertoire as an icon of early mainstream animation still isn't what urged the Foundation to buy his house. Jones's former study is the site of a spatially disruptive anomaly that the Foundation has designated as SCP-4934.
Poor baby boy.
Upon its discovery, there existed no known means of directly entering the study room without triggering the manifestation of numerous humanoid entities or causing dangerous objects and substances to appear, causing the risk of extreme bodily harm to those seeking entry to the seemingly prohibited room. Each time the door to SCP-4934 is opened, an unpredictable, entirely random anomalous effect will trigger, only ceasing once the door is closed again. Having discovered it following an incident involving an attempted break-in at Jones's former household, the Foundation decides to send out an investigation team. Heading up the team is one researcher Rex, a man who's heard every joke likening him to a dinosaur or a dog that a person could possibly stomach in a single lifetime. According to briefings provided by the SCP Foundation, the study room within the house is producing an unknown anomaly, and Rex's goal is to discover the extent of this reported reality distortion and to what extent it poses a threat. However, upon overhearing one of the investigation team snickering at his name, muttering something about throwing him a bone, haha, Rex's rationality suffers from a temporary lapse, and he walks straight for the door to the study. Opening the door to SCP-4934, researcher Rex's foot immediately steps on a rake, the force of his footfall causing the garden tool to swing upwards. The wooden handle of the rake smacks the unprepared researcher squarely in the face.
Oh, okay, funny story. I've actually done this to myself. Not with a rake specifically, but with a shovel of all things. I stepped on the spaded end of a shovel once and it smacked me in the face. And I felt like such a fucking idiot. I was like, wow. It really do be like that sometimes, huh?
Stands still, rake handle against his nose, foot still keeping it upright, contemplating his life for a split second, before stepping back to let the rake clatter to the floor. Without even turning around, he can feel the eyes of the rest of the investigation team on him, a few confused murmurs interspersed with quiet, barely detectable giggling. Huffing, Rex slams the door closed and storms off to collect himself without so much as looking at his fellow Foundation researchers.
Poor guy.
Once Rex returns, multiple attempts to get inside SCP-4934 come and go, each as unsuccessful as the first. Upon opening the door for the 5th time, Rex feels his pulse quicken, wincing and recoiling slightly as he twists the door handle. Opening it up, he's surprised to be greeted by nothing. He can see clearly into the study, the room standing as it was the day Chuck Jones previously set foot in there. There are no immediately observable obstacles in the way, nothing obstructing the entrance, and mercifully, no precariously placed garden tools left on the floor. From behind, Rex hears the rest of the team goading him to enter SCP-4934, and he takes a big stride toward the study, only to collide hard against a solid surface standing in his path, bashing into it with such force that he stumbles back and topples over. Landing on his back, researcher Rex rubs his dazed eyes and looks closer at the entrance to SCP-4934, only to realize that what he'd walked into was a brick wall. The entire doorway was now bricked over, with a facsimile of the study room inside painted over the surface of the bricks. 21 failed attempts to get inside SCP-4934, and Rex is starting to feel infuriated. Each time
Maybe
he
you have
opens the
to
door,
knock
he
first.
braces himself for the next ridiculous thing that will come spilling out or standing in his way to not only stop him from getting inside, but, in all likelihood, injure and aggravate him further. Sure enough, on the 26th effort to enter the room, researcher Rex opens the door, only to have a row of figures barge right past him, knocking him to the floor once again. Moving to the tempo of music that seems to be emanating from
Can-can
inside
dancers.
SCP-4934, the figures are a line of can-can dancers, legs kicking outwards as they dance their way into the hallway. Each
They look
one that
happy.
passes seems to accidentally kick Rex as he tries and fails to get to his feet, until they all demanifest, one in the back shutting the door to the study behind them.
Maybe
On the
you have to
46th
knock
try,
first.
researcher Rex is just able to make his way past the threshold of SCP-4934, a whole step inside Chuck Jones's.
Again, have they tried knocking? It seems like maybe this could be thwarted with a knock and being let in instead of barging in. Like, come on.
Study. Some progress is better than none, although nearly being crushed to death hardly feels like progress. The moment that Rex makes it a single step through the doorway, a 50-kilogram anvil drops from the ceiling. The weight of such an object would normally be enough to kill a human being, or, at the very least, cause someone severe cranial trauma by falling directly on their head. The rest of the investigation team collectively gasp at seeing the weighted object drop onto researcher Rex and the door to SCP-4934 slamming shut behind him. A number of them even feel a pang of guilt for making jokes about his dumb name. That feeling quickly dissipates when Rex is discovered not only alive, but having suffered no serious injuries in the basement of the house. Another 20 attempts later, and Rex is still trying to get into SCP-4934.
Shit!
Try number 66, and he opens the door to find another door. And opening that one reveals another, smaller door. He spends several minutes opening a series of continuously smaller doors, each one making him more and more agitated, until after 32 of them, he decides to give up on this attempt. Things don't go much better on the 75th try either, when the exhausted and infuriated researcher opens up SCP-4934, only to see the barrel of a gun staring back at him. A tall male figure, dressed in a trench coat and fedora,
Dick
points
Tracy?
a revolver directly at Rex, telling him to scram and skedaddle, while affecting a heavy, stereotypical Chicago accent. This wouldn't be the only time escalating danger occurs by trying to enter SCP-4934. The 82nd try threatens to level the entire house when, upon opening the door once again, Rex freezes in horror to realize the entire room is filled with explosives. Bright red sticks of dynamite, wrapped together in large bundles, lay scattered around the floor, all of them connected to a lit fuse, the flame creeping rapidly towards the TNT. In a panic, researcher Rex slams the door closed and yells to the rest of the Foundation team to take cover before hurling himself in a face-first dive away from the door. With a thud, he lands on the floor for what feels like the millionth time that day, covering his ears with his hands. A few silent seconds pass, smoke crawling out from underneath the door to SCP-4934, before an almighty boom rings out, shaking the entire house. Clambering back up to his feet, researcher Rex is amazed to the point of being stricken with insane laughter to see that the door to the study is still intact, and the room inside has no signs of blast damage whatsoever. Upon making his 96th attempt to access SCP-4934, researcher Rex is convinced that he really has gone insane after all this. Opening the door, he's greeted by yet another anomalous figure, except this one is frighteningly familiar. It's him. The humanoid entity bears an identical resemblance to Rex and
Well,
mimics
that's
his movements
unusual.
as he tries to get past the duplicate and enter the study. Each time, he is prevented from entry by the entity performing the same movements and actions that Rex is. This mimicry lasts for around 2 minutes, at which point the duplicate abruptly kisses researcher Rex before shoving him away and slamming the door. On the verge
That
of
was
ripping his own hair
unusual.
out, Rex opens the door to the study one more time. At this point, he's expended too much effort to let this anomalous entryway best him, and has consigned himself to whatever ridiculous thing will happen next. But this time, on the 101st attempt, the door opens to reveal some red satin curtains like those someone might expect to see on a stage. Before Rex can reach out to part them, a creature bursts out from behind, its head poking out between the curtains.
Porky
It seems
Pig!
to be some kind of porcine humanoid, walking bipedally, possessing the features of a pig, but also at least the decency to dress itself, specifically in a small tailcoat. Poking out between the curtains, the creature stammers out a single phrase before shutting the door to SCP-4934.
That's all, folks.
Following the creature's sudden disappearance, Rex is astounded to discover that after so much effort trying to get inside, he can enter the study without further issue. SCP-4934 is
Wow.
reclassified as neutralized, and researcher Rex is discharged on a 3-week sabbatical after a Foundation-appointed psychiatrist determines he is on the verge of a total mental breakdown. Theories as to what exactly was causing these animated anomalies to manifest at SCP-4934 range far and wide among speculating Foundation researchers. The initial explanation posited by researchers is that the animated creatures are, in actuality, a band of anomalous travelers from another universe or plane of reality, designated by some SCP Foundation personnel as SCP-4934-A, or simply known otherwise as Toon World. This theory, more widely accepted among some older members of staff, suggests that this group of interdimensional misfits was first encountered by Chuck Jones at some point in the late 30s or early 40s, and that their latent reality warping capabilities and perpetual infighting with each other inspired him to recreate the anomalous group's various hijinks in the form of animation. Some of the more overzealous SCP Foundation researchers have expanded on this theory, believing an outlandish claim that it is actually possible for human beings to cross directly into the creature's dimension of origin. At present, this dimension still remains undiscovered. There have been various excavations conducted at golf courses across the state of California, with Foundation staff bribing the owners of these courses in order to sanction these digs. The goal is to attempt to reach a supposed entry point to SCP-4934-A, which is believed to be located somewhere between the Earth's crust and the planet's molten core. The search for this entry point is ongoing and currently costing the Foundation an exorbitant amount of money in order to
Of
restore
course.
numerous destroyed golf courses. There have, at present, been no additional sightings of the creatures that protected Chuck Jones's study, on which his animated creations were presumably based. However, a proposal was submitted to SCP Foundation higher-ups and has since been approved, allowing investigative personnel to conduct a number of interviews with specific civilians. These are people who are suspected of having had encounters with the anomalous entities connected to SCP-4934, and actually include high-profile public figures from the world of professional basketball. Since announcing his retirement from the sport in 1993, the SCP Foundation has been trying to establish contact with Michael Jordan following a supposed incident believed to have involved the SCP-4934 anomalies. For a brief period,
Are we trying to say that Space Jam actually happened?
Jordan was reportedly
I'll be
missing
honest,
from
I
his
didn't
home.
watch all of
During
this.
this absence, an unknown pathogen seemingly affected several other prominent players at the time, namely Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, Sean Bradley, and Tyrone Bogues, who were playing in the NBA for the Phoenix Suns. The source of this perceived outbreak remains a mystery even to the SCP Foundation. However, it seemed to function similarly among all 5 players. During a game, each one spontaneously developed issues with hand-eye coordination that severely affected their performances on the court. Medical and psychological examinations of the 5 affected players revealed nothing out of the ordinary. However, before the SCP Foundation could launch a full-scale investigation into the anomalous illness, all present symptoms seemed to be miraculously cured after Barkley, Ewing, Johnson, Bogues, and Bradley met with Michael Jordan in private. In subsequent years, all of them have refused to comment on the exact nature of this meeting or what was discussed. Those that have either only retained a vague recollection of events or seem to disclose that they still don't fully understand what happened to them. All that is known is that once Jordan had returned from his brief disappearance, the talent of these other 5 basketball players was no longer affected. The SCP Foundation is still attempting to contact Michael Jordan to discuss this incident and whether or not he interacted with the anomalies connected to SCP-4934. Research personnel have since taken to categorizing this incident, and others like it, a case of spatially peculiar anomalous converging on Earth, and have also codenamed the 1993 event as the Jordan Anomalous Meeting 1. This is often abbreviated to Space Jam 1. There are also some personnel who suspect that another incident took place more recently in 2021, this time involving widely celebrated Los Angeles Lakers player LeBron James having an eerily similar encounter with the SCP-4934 entities. This is tentatively being referred to as the James Anomalous Meeting 2, or Space Jam 2. However, there are a number of Foundation staff that vehemently deny this ever occurred. Confirmation of these suspected incidents is still being sought out by Foundation researchers. An alternative theory as to the origin of the SCP-4934 entities has been presented by a staff member. Their explanation suggests that the creatures protecting Jones's study were, in fact, creations brought to life by the illustrator's own imagination. While unsubstantiated, it has been suggested that, through anomalous means, Chuck Jones was capable of reality manipulation to some degree. If true, this seemingly did not present any clear threat to reality during his lifetime. However, the claim that Jones possessed any latent anomalous abilities, let alone the power to create sentient life, if often not very intelligent life, has been widely disputed. Numerous Foundation experts and reality warpers have closely examined a number of his original drawings and studied every episode of Looney Tunes that Chuck Jones was directly involved with. They have detected nothing anomalous about any of his work. Proponents of neither theory widely believe that the SCP-4934 entities existed separately from Jones himself, and were merely protecting his home and study in the wake of his passing, eventually departing once their grieving was done and leaving SCP-4934 neutralized. In other words, that's all, folks. Check out the Dr. Bob Patreon and become a junior researcher today. Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob, like SCP...
Also, I think it's hilarious that they basically wrote off the second Space Jam movie. I say that with heavy sarcasm. Basically saying it didn't happen, it's not real.
P428, The Crowd.
I wish it wasn't real.
I never thought I would have my first kid.
I wish we got the Wile E. Coyote versus Acme Corporation movie instead of that. Justice for the Wile E. Coyote movie, by the way. Justice for the Wile E. Coyote movie. There was slated, and there is actually a movie about the Wile E. Coyote finally taking legal actions against the Acme Corporation for faulty products. It was finished. It exists, but we'll never see it. Yeah, it was starring LeBron James, and it more or less was a massive flop. I mean, I think it did good at the box office. But everybody who actually liked Space Jam thinks it's just a terrible cash grab. Yeah, it was a big pile at number 2. Getting LeBron James instead of Michael Jordan was a big, big mistake, first off. Michael Jordan was like the cornerstone of the whole Space Jam thing. I know he's not a professional basketballer anymore, and that was kind of the whole premise of the movie. But he's still like, I don't know. But that's not important. We all wanted the Wile E. Coyote to get some kind of comeuppance from the Acme Corporation, right? for all their terrible products that always fail. Or maybe that was just me because I felt sympathetic for the coyote who just wanted some goddamn food. Like, that's the circle of life, kiddos. Coyotes eat things. Like in every Wile E. Coyote cartoon, he's getting beat up for the simple fact he just wants to eat. And they made a movie and finished a movie about him getting the compensation and the legal help from the Acme Corporation, but we'll never see it because at the last moment they declared it a failure or something. I don't know. There's hundreds of movies we'll never see. Simply because one reason or another. Anyways, we're on to Mauler vs. Banshee, Crypt TV.
Kiss at summer camp. Also, never thought it would be my last. It was my second year attending Camp Willowdale. It was the usual fun in the sun's start to any preteen summer. Reconnecting with old friends, roast cafeteria food, outdoor activities, and of course, the retelling of the classic Camp Monster ghost stories. Especially the one about the Mauler, the monster boar man that haunted our nearby woods. But this year was a bit different. I had opened a girls' camp across the way called Camp Banshee, but we didn't have any affiliation with them, so no one really cared. One day, while taking some newbies out on a monster hunt for the legendary Mauler, I wandered off the path to get ahead of the group to scare them. It's a time-honored tradition here at Camp Monster. I remember being scared out of my mind when I went on my first monster hunt. I didn't see the harm in keeping the tradition alive. Only problem was, when I went off the path, I somehow got lost. Classic. As I made my way deeper into the woods, trying to find my friends, it felt like someone was watching me, following me.
I heard something
I
or
kept
someone
looking
yell.
backwards to see someone, but all I would ever see was the rustling of leaves, like the wind was trying to sneak up on me. I continued on, only getting more lost. The feeling of something coming closer and closer to me became more present than ever, and then
Oh, so I
it happened.
don't know if you can tell, but I got
Something
bad
reached out
sunburn on
and
my
grabbed my shoulder.
shoulders, and it's
I turned,
itchy.
screaming, falling on my ass to see a girl. But not just any girl.
And it hurts.
She was stunning. She stood there laughing at me as I blushed, sitting in the dirt. She helped me up and told me her name was Sarah, and that she was from Camp Banshee. We found a nearby log and fumbled our way into getting to know each other. I felt hypnotized by her, like I could talk to her forever. She asked me about Camp Willowdale and why they called it Camp Monster in the first place. I told her about the legend of the Mauler and that all great monster hunters come from our camp. That it was really all just a big joke we told all the new kids to scare them. As I told her all of this, she had taken a hold of my hand. She then said to me,
Ugh, that's an intense look.
then
Goodness.
some legend about a half-pig named the Mauler. She leaned in closer and asked, "You ever kiss a girl before?" I couldn't believe what was happening. I never thought I could be so fortunate to be so lost. It was my first kiss. We scooted closer to each other, leaned in, our lips about to touch, and then... What do you think you two are doing? A Camp Banshee counselor had come out of the woods and caught us. She clearly knew I didn't belong there. It was strange, though. Sarah didn't seem scared as much as annoyed. Then, it got stranger. The counselor looked at Sarah and said, "You're not one of our girls. Who are you?" And then I heard an eerie sound.
Oh boy,
Sound
that's
of
the Banshee,
bones
isn't it?
clicking together. I saw that Sarah's hand had morphed into a matted, blood-covered animal's claw that she then punched through the counselor's chest in one quick blow. She pulled her claws back and then held the counselor, still beating hard. Sarah wasn't from Camp Banshee. She was the Banshee. Before my very eyes, she shape-shifted into a towering creature. Her body nearly built like a bear, but her face was skeletal, with a jutting jaw of razor-sharp teeth that were now devouring the counselor's no longer beating heart. Blood drizzled down her gaping maw and down her black, fur-covered chest. I was paralyzed with fear as I saw
that escalated quickly.
the Banshee in full form. Her heavy hooves beat the ground hard as she made her way to me. She let out a roar of 1,000 souls devoured, screaming for help. Her stinking breath upon me, her mouth opening, unhinging her jaw to take me all in. I decided it was all over. I closed my eyes and accepted the fate of my first crush. But before the Banshee could take a bite out of me, something rushed out of the brush and smashed her against a tree. I rubbed my eyes to see a giant boar-like monster squealing with excitement as it pulled its blood-soaked tusks free from the Banshee's chest. It was the Mauler. The legends were true. The Mauler rushed his tusks into the Banshee over and over again, prying apart her chest, pulling parts of her ribcage away, digging deeper and deeper into her as he unveiled her insides. It was incredible the strength it had. The Banshee took hold of one of the Mauler's tusks, slowly snapping it off from its upper mouth. It took the tusk and stabbed out the pigman's right eye. The Mauler squealed in ear-wrenching pain as he let go of the Banshee and fell to the ground. The Banshee walked over to the Mauler, crushing the deceased counselor's head in with her hooves along the way. She picked him up like he weighed nothing and raised his face above her mouth. She unhinged her skeletal jaw and opened wide, roaring.
Yeah,
an
this is pretty
explosive growl.
graphic.
But just as she was about to clamp down over his head, he awoke with a guttural squeal and took hold of her mouth. He grasped it tightly, pushing it further and further apart, the Banshee's teeth sinking into his fleshy hands, blood pouring from the punctured wounds as he pried her mouth apart, eventually giving way to a crack heard across the whole canvas as the Mauler completely ripped
I like the comic book style of this. It's very interesting.
apart the Banshee's jaw. Her vacant eyes rolled back in her skull, and she collapsed to the ground, dead. The Mauler turned its attention to me. He still held the Banshee's jaw in his claws. I couldn't tell if I was next or if we had developed some sort of understanding. Before I could decide, someone spoke from out of the woods. A man. He simply said, "Come along," to the creature in front of me. The Mauler dropped the Banshee's jaw and followed the old man into the woods, as if nothing had happened. I stood in complete shock, watching them disappear. Before I thought to leave, I kicked the Banshee's broken mouth back at her corpse, only her body wasn't there anymore. The last thing I remember hearing was the sound of bones clicking against each other. Talk about a first kiss.
Well then, that kind of came out of nowhere, I think. Like, that really came out of nowhere. Why did any of that happen? Who is that guy? Why did the Mauler kill the Banshee? Did the guy have something to do with that? Did you notice how he and the kid had the same hair color? Was this like a time loop thing? I don't know, man. Oof. anyways, I think that's enough for tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday to maybe play some video games or react to something or review something. I don't know. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. I'm still completely baffled. See you guys later. Thank you for joining me again. It was awesome. I had a blast with everybody. Good night.